Yeah, so FieldX have a lot of features, and this is one of our demo portals. The, there are n number of features which are provided by FieldX. One of them is restrictions, so there are more than 100 plus restrictions that can be added. So on, it can be applied app level restrictions. You can grant and default, disallow apps from uninstall, globally install apps. You can disable user from installing any app, and so on. So a lot of features. Let's move into manage firmware. So manage firmware is one of our interesting features, which is specially meant for providing an infra for doing the OTA updates on the device. We have added one of the devices with OTA, and you can go ahead and edit. So the firmware, it requires very simple details. You can host it in Amazon S3 or anywhere with CDN. The release version can be up to you, and you can decide if you want to push OTA to set of devices or all the devices. A group of devices can get the OTA. So similarly, you can manage multiple firmware for multiple groups. So that means if you have different set of devices, you can release multiple firmware and manage firmware for such devices through groups, right? So that's a very interesting and handy mechanism for firmware. You can also force OTA, so user will have no say in stopping the OTA when you give a force OTA and maximum allowed download. So we can throttle the OTA and say that okay, max allowed download at this point of time is 100, so not more than 100 devices will receive the OTA and they will download. Once it's free, then the other devices which are waiting in queue will receive the OTA, and so on. So firmware is enabled, force OTA, download, auto download, and so on. So these are the features. And now let's look at the device, how it looks in the OTA. So this is a simple phone device which shows the OTA. It's integrated as part of our firmware itself, and as you can see here, so the OTA can be paused, resumed. User, if at all you prefer user to have control, so these are the things user can do once a day, once a week, once a month. And in case of force OTA from portal, the user will not be able to control, and in case even if they change any settings, so for force OTA it will be automatically downloaded, right? So delete updates when installed, mobile data warning, and so on. So everything is can be controlled by the user. So a user can also delete the file and make sure that they install it all over again. And we have an inbuilt feature wherein it shows the downloading progress. User can pause and resume, and it also shows the download speed, etc. So the fail-safe mechanisms are provided within the app itself. Next, when the OTA is complete, it supports AB OTA updates. So probably if your device is supporting AB, then the device will install using AB OTA and restart with the latest version of the OTA. And in case OTA fails, of course, the AB OTA will automatically revert to the older version of Android. So we have these mechanisms in place. So let me go ahead and so those are the updates. Thank you so much.